Forse cosa che ripeto.
Yeah, pro narcos will come.
Narcos. I haven't played zombies in forever if you want to play with me.
Put on narcos will be up in a sec.
Yeah.
But never intended to be used.
No, the act of creation itself is the intended use.
You still got it, old man. Someone's been studying up on helicopters.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's just...
Jesus Christ, Tekla! Why aren't you asleep?
I try not to sleep. No telling if I'll ever wake up. Let me ask you something. You will not understand. Where do you go when you lose consciousness? Why even bother? What? Surprise, surprise. You have a brain. The brain is a biological computational device running an electrochemical process. Your consciousness is an emergent property of that process. Blank face like that of a baby. In other words, you are your electrochemical process. Fundamentally, you have the experience of a continuous existence. You are you at this point in time, the same you as you were in the past, and you have a sensation of riding along this continuum of being you into the future. Do you follow me? Good, like on occasion, the brain will be subjected to trauma, temporarily discontinuing the electrochemical process, such as the boxer being knocked out. As this occurs, the brain is no longer running its electrochemical consciousness-generating process. Hence, consciousness is lost. You lose consciousness. Pay attention now. At this point in time, your consciousness, all that is you, your continuum of being you, has ceased to exist in the physical world. Now, moments later, the electrochemical process may start up again, allowing consciousness to emerge out of the information stored in the brain. But I wonder, where are you in the meantime? It's so stupid. Must we not assume that at the point when consciousness is lost, the person dies? If a new consciousness appears or not in the same brain is entirely inconsequential to the dead consciousness. The new consciousness is simply a new person. Because it emerges from the same brain, it has access to all the memories and cognitive structures as a dead consciousness, so it thinks it is the same person, but in actuality, it is just an imposter, inheriting the body and brain from the previous, now dead inhabitants. Yes, like talking to a child.
What about the soul?
So, I knew he was stupid. There's no such thing as a soul. We are machines of biology, nothing more, nothing less. Idiot! The soul is simply a pointless concept dreamt up by priests and fairy tale men. You're an anomaly, you. An outlier. Useless. A laughing angel is what you are.
So get on that
Nazi activity, behavioral patterns, ours, theirs, doing the math, developing predictions. Where are they allocating resources? Where will they strike next? And after that, what are the larger trends triggering their actions? Figure out what choices they will make before they make them.
You talk as if the future is inevitable, as if all our choices have already been made.
You think there is such a thing as free will? You know so little of the world. You want to be the captain of your fate, do you? This fight, you will lose. You cannot go to war against physics.
My actions are my own. I know that much.
All phenomena in the physical world follow the simple rule of cause and effect. Your brain is no exception to the rule. Know the causes, you can predict the effects. The same is true for everything.
So what's with the arsenal?
Preparing for the end. I know where my road leads, and I intend to take as many Nazis with me as I can muster.
You have any experience with firearms?
Will you teach me?
Help Set locate any parts you might need, okay?
What do you want, Blazkowicz?
Looking for the welder. You seen it?
No, I don't think so. Oh, wait a minute. No, you're right, you're right. I was meaning to sort out the railing over by the secret fountain entrance. Fucking fell out of my hand into the water. I'm a bit busy at the moment, but you want the welder, you go right on ahead and start swimming. The door to the secret fountain entrance is in the main room behind the table. Go over there and you should find the welder simmered down in the water somewhere. You really are a kind-hearted woman, Jacob. You know that? Like the burden of those around you.
If we're going to steal a Nazi,
Back on some ladder.
Sorry, pal. Don't mean to, derail your train of thought, but I need to get through that door.
Please. What I think about, I'd rather not think about.
That bad, huh?
Jay would think that when Jay seen what I have, your mind would break like an egg. How come it has not? Or maybe it has begun already and I just don't know it.
World changing. No matter who you are, what you're made of. Thing is, you and me, we just gotta ride the whirlwind. Make it through to the other side.
And kill all the Nazis?
And kill all the Nazis.
I will drink with you in celebration whenever that time comes.
Your arm.
Meine Frau und ich sind im letzten Sommer über die Braucherbrücke losgefahren.
That's all I need. Actually, would you deliver this note to Anya? She will need the frequency of the transponder to track the thing.
Like I'm the goddamn errand boy.
William. Do you have a moment?
Du Platzgewitz gesehen. Schon wieder mit dieser Unsinn. Mein Gott, was ist denn los mit diesen Leuten?
It will happen, William. Believe it.
Listen to my voice, Blazkowicz. Where you are now, inside sewage tunnels, the intestinal tracts of the city. And deeper below, the Berlin catacombs, the West complex, the most secure site in all Berlin, the central munition stockpile of the Nazi regime. The things we could do with those weapons. Riot, or we revolt. This access route is autolocked, impenetrable to outsiders. There's only one way to breach across the perimeter. It's a tunnel glider. The Nazis use them for maintenance down there. We've been trying for years to bring it up to working order. This is the first phase of the plan to gain access to said underwater safekeep. This tunnel.
All within walking distance. In a few block radius, there was also the Hollywood Vista apartments and Sierra Vista apartment complexes, which were big spots for comics to live to. There was Josh, Mitch Hedberg, Nick DiPaolo, Sean Rouse, and Ralphie May. I moved in with Ralphie at Gardner, and it was fucking tremendous. Me, him, and two other comics lived in the same one bedroom with Ralphie in the bed. He must have been 600 pounds at the time, and the rest of us crashing on the floor. It was some of the best days of my life. Gardner was right behind a well-known bar called El Compadre. It's a Mexican joint that was always packed and it was a fucking party. At one point, our friends were taking up at least half of the apartments at Gardner. One girl was a producer on a reality show and another was a writer on another show. Another friend of ours played the violin. Everyone was in the entertainment business and we were all young and just getting started. We were all out of control. It was the perfect little scene. Next to Gardner was a strip of little houses, and behind that was a parking garage where famous people would park their cars. Matthew McConaughey lived in that neighborhood when he was a struggling actor. When he blew up, he moved to Hollywood Hills, but kept his car parked in the garage down by us. One day I walked into our apartment and saw Ralphie on the floor looking out the window. Yo, what the fuck are you doing? Yes. Laughing. Torturing Matthew McConaughey. Yes. I looked out the window and saw McConaughey out there in the beating hot sun with no shirt on fixing his car.
Hey, Matthew.
Watch this, Ralphie said to me. Matthew McConaughey, you suck. He screamed out the window, ducking back down. I peeked out and saw McConaughey spinning around from his car, searching from where the screams came from. Ralphie went on to do this for a solid hour before McConaughey started losing his mind. Hey Matthew McConaughey, I saw the wedding planner, Ralphie screamed. It sucked! You owe me $750. Alright, McConaughey screamed back, now pissed as fuck. Have some balls and come down here and say it to my face. Ralphie and I were dying laughing. Ralphie kept his fucking up every time he saw McConaughey down there for almost an entire year. After a while of being challenged to come down and face him man to man, Ralphie finally took him up on it. When Ralphie got down there and they realised they were both from Texas, instead of fighting they quickly bonded. Came back up to the apartment and smoked weed together. As much as there was ball busting, there was a lot of love between everyone living there. We did family-style dinners 4 nights a week and we'd sit around and tell each other stories of shit we'd done in our lives and just laugh our asses off. I always knew I'd have wild stories to share with people. I'd been through some shit, you feel me? But when I started telling them as obscenely as possible to my buddies there, leaving them in tears, I felt like I might be onto something with my comedy angle. I was still broke, but I was still doing exactly what I wanted to do with my life. And I had fucking tremendous friends too. You can't push a price tag on that.
Alright, let's hold on. Because I'll tell you what else they say in Scientology. So like how they rope you into it is they sit out on corners at the front of stores and shit with these little fucking devices, and they're like, oh yeah, this thing's called an e-meter, and you'll see it, like you'll be like walking into the store or something, you'll be like, oh, what's this dude sitting out here with this fucking little computer thing, and like they're talking about psychology. And this is how they rope you in. No, but listen, this is how they rope you in, ready?
No.
So, what they do is they're like, oh, do you want to try this thing? We've got this thing called an e-meter, and it monitors, ready, listen? It monitors your emotions. So, that's how they rope you in to start with, is they get you sitting down in front of the store or whatever, with this little fucking computer, which has 2 cathodes, so it sits with like 2 little things that you hold in your hands, in the palm of your hands. And all they get you to do is they get you to hold these 2 little fucking, like, these little buttons in the palm of your hands, and they ask you a bunch of questions, and it'll be like emotionally responsive questions. It'll be like, oh, if you saw a dog, like an injured dog, you know, how would you feel about it? Like, would you want to go and help, if you saw a dog limping down the road, would you go pick it up and take it to a vet? And like it'll fucking click for, like you'll see the meter click, and they'll be like, oh, okay, so you've got blah 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 emotions about this and this, and then they'll go, oh, it looks like here we've got on our charts here, it says you've got high anxiety, and you just go down, you're gonna go down. Yeah. Maybe one of the triggers, or anyway, they'll be like, oh, you've got like high anxiety or blah blah blah, like you need to go come see one of our psychiatrists. And you'll be like, oh really? And that's how they get you right there. They get you thinking like that you've just discovered like that you've got a mental health issue just based on this little fucking toy that they've got out the front. And then when they go to get you to see a psychologist, when they see one of your Scientologist psychologists, they ask you all personal questions about your personal life, your childhood, all this stuff, like all personal details about you. And then when they've got enough personal details and have them written out, and you keep going in for sessions thinking you're just talking to a psychiatrist, by the end of it, they've got a big sheet of shit that they can blackmail you on, and they go, you're gonna start giving us like 20 grand every like 2 months or so, or we're gonna tell all your family and friends, we're gonna tell everyone like you did this and this, or you're a dirty motherfucker here, like, you've got you're addicted to alcohol and like you cheated on your girlfriend, we're gonna tell them all unless you fucking start chipping in. And then you have to, you're at that point, you got, and so you start chipping into the Scientology, you have to pay to get up all the thetan levels, and then when you get to the top level, you're the biggest fucking slave to the whole fucking society, where they're giving out millions of dollars just so that they don't release your deepest, darkest secrets. And that's how Scientology works. That's how they get you. Yeah, exactly. They just collect blackmail on you. They make you think.
That just came from me.
The whole point of Scientology
Did that just come from me?
Yeah, probably. No, not even. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you gotta go down. You have to go down. Yeah, that's where you came from. That's where you just got on the boat. Yeah, that's exactly where you got the boat. So now you gotta go down. Anyway, the whole point of Scientology is to make you think that you're talking to a psychiatrist. Ready? They make you think that you're talking to a psychiatrist, but really you're talking to a blackmailing expert who's got your personal life details. And you've been getting all these sessions thinking you've been talking to a psychiatrist, and so you're telling them your deepest, darkest secrets, but really that psychiatrist is just collecting a list of blackmail to get money out of you. That's how it works. Which is why I don't trust psychiatrists, dude. They're a bunch of fucking dogs. They're gonna make money out of you. Yeah, Doug Stanhope is funny. One night at the Comedy Store, I saw a girl walking down the stairs, a waitress named Terry, who'd apparently been there for a couple of years too, but I'd never seen her before. This girl was beautiful. Her eyes lit up the entire room. When I locked eyes with her, I completely froze. I needed to get to know her. I never expected to fall in love again after that shit went down with Kathy and Devin. I sort of sworn off the idea of getting too serious with anyone. I was committed to not being committed. I'd never get married again, and any girl I'd pursue, I'd keep it light. Then Terry turned everything upside down. When we met, I had nothing going on in my life besides comedy, but she gave me a chance. She'd recently turned 30 and taken a vow to get her act together, to become more established. She'd gotten herself a new VCR and a cat named Finny to provide herself, to prove to herself that she was an adult. She didn't do drugs, no pot at all. She was just a regular nice girl from Tennessee who'd moved to LA and was a waitress while she tried her hand at acting. Meanwhile, I was living with a rotation of friends again, and still sometimes sleeping in a car, another one I didn't even own. The first time I talked to Terry, her accent got me. I was a goner. Her sweetness just jumped out to me. Just jumped out at me too. She was different from any girl I'd ever met. I knew I needed to treat this situation differently than I had with any other woman. So I started by slowly asking her out for coffee. Not long after our coffee date, I asked her for lunch. Wait, where the fuck are you?
I think I'm trying to get through that gate, but I don't know how.
No,
That's where I came to though.
that's where you came from. Wait, what's all this? Okay, nothing up here. I have to go down. Okay. So, that's where you came from. This is this gate. Nothing over there. Oh, you do have to shoot it. Okay. It says square to exit.
Yeah, I tried going over, but this is a chain.
I only had $10 on me and no car that day, so I walked about a mile and a half to her place. Then, when I got there, I rang the doorbell. I realized for real that I had nothing to offer her. I wasn't sure I was even making the attempt, but I had to try. I'm really embarrassed, but I don't know many places we can go out with this. I pulled out the $10 bill from my pocket, showing her as I felt my balls shriveling up. Come inside, she said, without hesitating. I'll cook us something. She made me a piece of chicken with red beans, and it was fucking delicious. You know what they say, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, and she fucking nailed it. From then on, I was hooked. I couldn't get enough of this sweet girl, keeping with my more wholesome approach. For the first couple of weeks, I didn't even try anything with her. Nothing sexual at all. I wanted her to know I respected her and really cared. And I wanted to honor the fact that she was so nice and deserved a great man. That summer of 2000, I had a gig in Lake Havasu, City, Arizona, and no way to get out there. When I told Terry, she offered to drive me. Finny, being a new cat and all, she didn't want to leave him home alone. This made me like Terry even more. We ended up bringing Finny on the trip with us. The whole trip was a comedy of errors, from Finny lodging himself beneath the gas pedal while Terry was driving and almost crashing, to a broken speedometer, to the top plastic cover of the windshield breaking and flapping while we were driving. It was one thing after another, but we laughed the whole time. I remember looking at her on the drive home and telling myself, I have to get my act together for this girl. After the Lake Havasu trip, Terry and I were officially a couple, without having to really say it. And every day she would impress me more. The way she cared about me was so different from anything I'd experienced as an adult. It was the kind of love I remember having as a kid. A little while into us dating, I was scheduled to be in New York City for a one-man show. That night, before I had to leave, Terry and I were hanging out. Do you have enough money for this trip, she asked. As we were saying our goodbyes, Terry was also tight on cash then, but insanely generous. Not really, but I'll make it work, I told her. Right away, she went into her purse and gave me the cash she'd made from waitressing the night before. She handed me the rest of her cigarettes. Here, she said, before giving me a hug. Have a safe trip. She meant She meant it as a small gesture, but it stuck with me. Terry accepted me for who I was, a guy with some deep-seated issues and a questionable past who, deep down, had a good heart. She never asked me to change. Employers weren't allowed to date at the store, employees weren't allowed to date at the store, so we kept our relationship under wraps. But I ended up moving in with her pretty quick, basically taking my duffel bag of random shit and relocating it permanently to her place. I was 37 years old and didn't possess a single thing of value. I bought us a TV. I'd gotten $500 for a gig. And Terry and I stopped at Kmart and bought a TV that was so big it couldn't even fit in the trunk. We were both so happy. We still have the TV to this day. I refuse to get rid of it because it was the first thing we got as a couple and it solidified our relationship and growth in my eyes. Terry knew up front where I stood on marriage. She never gave me a hard time about it. She knew what I'd gone through with my divorce and how it had torn me apart, and how I wasn't sure I'd ever recover from losing Jackie. And Terry listened. Not just listened, but listened. I felt like I could tell her everything. Other than how much I loved cocaine, I kept that close. Terry was an innocent girl. I mean, she drank.
I don't know how would it go again.
Oh, that's not it. Oh, yeah. Come on, you little cocksucker. Get in there, you fucking little. Oh, okay, alright, fuck you then. Yeah.
William, I have something I want to tell you. I've been reading this diary my grandmother gave me. It's my cousin Ramona's diary. She used to work with us at the asylum.
Oh, he gets his tongue out. He puts his tongue to the kid's face and shit.
And there was no one she could trust to keep them. So she wrote them all down.
Crazy tongue.
I will radio the diary entries to your audio log. If you find the time, you can listen.
Man, these guys, they just can't keep their tongues to themselves, you know? You know, the Dalai Lama, for some reason, he just can't keep his tongue to himself. Whatever that reason is, it couldn't be anything nefarious. I'm sure it's, I'm sure that's fine. That's accepted in some cultures, right? Just fucking putting your tongue in a little boy's mouth? Is that normal? That's normal, right? If Joe Biden put his tongue in your mouth, you'd be okay with it, right? Like, fuck off, man. I think I was still supposed to take that thing, but it's too late. It's too far from it now.
The section you are in now, it's been out of commission for a long time. Some machinery might still be manually operable.
mind.
Exactly. Bro, it's the faces for me.
I'll take that. Okay. Do a little spin for us. You're good. You're different. There's something different about you. But thank you. Next. How tall are you? Oh, that's I love your feathers. Are those natural? Okay. Stand right there.
Well done, Wolf. For the last section, you will have to swim.
That's the snap. Because I got shit all over him.
Over 10 soldiers. That wasn't as dark as this. Locked. Gotta come up with a way to clear the opening.
This is so sad. Because this is like literally how it has to be sometimes. Doesn't even have to be like this ever actually. Oh, it's fine, you go eat your turkey pie, eat my pebbles. Over here eating my fucking pebbles and he's like absolutely crunching and munching it down. Probably trying to crack it out.
No, but the anger actually makes it easy to eat for them. You know what I mean? The anger makes their jaw clench more.
No, I don't know if 777 is it.
Is what?
Is it?
Is what though? Because what do you think it means?
But I just know somebody has this tattooed on their chest.
777.
Is that 777?
No, wait.
No, just that.
Yeah, just an arc with the eye of Horus. Just be like, yeah, don't get sucked into the reincarnation, that's a lie. Just be like, it's sweet, but don't get sucked into reincarnation, no.
Age 19. Dove down the well to salvage father's watch. But it wasn't as deep as this.
Directly above you are the catacombs. There's an elevator that can take you right into the weapons room. Excellent, Captain Blazkowicz. You are now inside the Fenton's Keep. This is the second phase of the plan to gain access to Sen's underwater safety. In these munition stocks there is a cargo train. The train is packed full. Small arms, artillery shells, torpedoes and such for distribution.
Terry was an innocent girl. I mean, she drank, but like I said, she didn't even smoke pot, let alone fuck with cocaine. I eventually told her my relationship with about my relationship with marijuana, how it was like a medicine to me, but I refused to let her in on my secret coke habit. When we'd be out together, she'd be drinking and wouldn't even notice I was doing it. She'd just assume I was really drunk too. On occasion, she'd ask me how all my money from stand-up flew out the window so fast after a gig, but for the most part, she didn't pry. Do you know you choke in your sleep? She asked me one morning, very concerned. What do you mean? It's like you stop breathing for a second and make a choking sound. It's scary. I think you might need to get it checked out. I knew something was very serious.
I just don't know what to do
my
right
health
now. I
too.
don't know how the fuck to get out.
No, you gotta, no, that's where you came from, right? So everywhere besides there. Everywhere besides that elevator
I
is
don't know how to get there.
cut a hole in the fence. Press, you gotta press right. The right button. Yeah. Yeah. Now cut a hole. It's way better. Alright, don't get hit by a train or anything. I knew something was seriously up with my health too, but I hated doctors and I wasn't interested in going going through the whole bullshit. I was only sleeping like 2 hours a night, using Tylenol PM when I desperately needed to.
All the way fast.
Yeah, well, you run fast. Desperately needed to sleep, but it would take like 10 of them to knock me out. Meanwhile, I'd spend the rest of the day dozing off everywhere I went, and I was gaining weight and at the speed of light. In 3 months, I put on 40 pounds. Plus, I was smoking cigarettes like an animal, like 2-3 packs a day. Terry's couch was covered in burns from me dozing off with a cigarette in my mouth. I was gonna light that fucking place on fire, but I also wasn't exercising at all. I couldn't even climb 3 flights of stairs. If Terry's elevator was out, I'd just stay inside the house until it was fixed. My life was comedy, cocaine, and Coca-Cola. I knew something needed to change with my health, but it took near death for it to happen. I had a gig at the Funny Bone in Little Rock, Arkansas, and I was sitting on a couch in my hotel's lobby waiting for my ride to show. I must have dozed off because I was woken up by some dude tapping me on the shoulder. "Excuse me, I don't mean to bother you," he started saying as I oriented myself. "I'm a doctor and I know you don't know me, but I need you to listen to me. If you don't go see a doctor about your sleep apnea, you're gonna be dead in about 10 days. Huh? I asked, taking the business card he was handing me. "I was up at the desk and you were snoring so loud, basically choking to death in your sleep. I needed to come and wake you up. Sleep apnea is the #1 fastest growing disease. People are dying from it." I sat there processing what he had said. It aligned to what Terry had been describing and how I've been feeling lately. "Fuck, am I gonna die?" I wondered out loud. "I can tell by the color of your skin too, or lack of color," he said. "You need to drink a ton of water right now, no alcohol, and go see a specialist right away. And to answer your question, if you don't get this under control, I suspect that yes, you will die from it." Once Terry found out, she made me follow up and drove me out to the appointments. I didn't get a sleep study. I did get a sleep study, and they told me I was one of the most severe cases they'd ever seen. Like the doctor back in Little Rock said, I was going to choke to death. They had to put me on a ton of prescription pills and vitamins, and I needed to start using a sleep apnea machine when I slept every night. I still have to use it to this day. It was some scary shit knowing I could have died at any second. It was a real brush with death. And who would have thought if I died back then, I wouldn't have been up. It wouldn't have been drug related. As my condition was starting to improve, I realized something. Terry cared about me more than I'd ever suspected. The concern she showed throughout the whole thing, and how she then made it in her mission to take care of me. To make sure I made my doctor's appointments, to bring me to them, to remind me to take my pills, to help me with the fucking machine, to listen to it make noises all night next to her. I was fucking blown away. If I didn't know it already, this confirmed Terry was an absolute keeper. I wouldn't let go of this girl for the world. Sippy sip. You're doing good. They're broadcasting the alarm though. Kill more. Go find them and kill them. You gotta hunt them down to death. Oh look, you're gonna have to kill that guy. You have to kill him though.
I don't know.
Are you good at killing?
Yeah.
Good. That's all you need. Blast them all. Press left, press right, sorry. Press the right button. Just shoots the laser. Press right, just press the right button. Press the right. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, they explode. Oh, it's out of charge. Try and change weapons. You gotta change guns. Get the assault rifle out. Just get one out. Yeah, top one. No, get the top one because you've got no pistol ammo. Yeah, one, yeah. Get the cover. Or you can charge it up. There's a charging station right there. Just press square on this yellow box here. Yeah, pump them. You got infinite ammo with that basically. Oh, you gotta kill that guy in that thing as well. You know how you opened that door before? Oh yeah, hold square on the pistol. And that dude's pistol. And charge up your thing as well. Oh, it's gone. You picked it up, don't worry. We got ammo for it. Yeah. So yeah, go to this door on the right and open this thing. And then kill that guy.